Welcome to the Panic Button Podcast. I'm
Hi.
Nina.
Hi, how's it going? I'm Jessie.
It's episode 13, and we're going to get into it right away. There is a TikTok that is going viral. A trans man, an employee at Starbucks, a barista, is in the back crying. And we're going to play it for you guys.
People wonder why we need a union at Starbucks, and I am literally about to quit. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but, like, I really want to. I almost walked out today, and I'm crying in the back room right now, and I almost cried on the floor. It's just, I'm like a full-time student. I get scheduled for 25 hours a week, and then on weekends, they schedule me the entire day, open to close. I'm on the schedule for 8.5 hours, both Saturday and Sunday. I'm, like, 3.5 hours into my shift. There's so many customers, and we have 4 people on the floor all day. Only 5 people were put on the schedule, and somebody had to call out. And there are 4 people running the whole store, and there's so many customers, and there's possibly scheduled 5 people. We only have 13 people employed at this store, and there's so many customers. It's like, we don't have fair scheduling. Managers don't care about us. Our manager was supposed to come in this weekend, and he took himself off the schedule, so he wouldn't be able to be held accountable for calling out. He just literally tore down the schedule that he was scheduled on and put up a new schedule where he wasn't on the schedule. Also, he couldn't have even seen that he was scheduled in the first place because he didn't want to be held accountable for not wanting to come in. They don't want to help us. We need a union because this can't happen. This can't happen. We need fair scheduling. We need managers to hold themselves accountable for helping their workers. They refuse to turn mobile orders on. We need the liberty to be able to do that because there's so many mobile orders and I need to get through all of them. And then people are yelling at me because they don't have their orders ready and they don't know what to do. And a customer was misgendering me today, like really badly. I didn't have their order ready. And so they were just like talking to each other and they're like, she's clearly incompetent. I have a full mustache and beard. What the fuck? I don't get accommodations for being neurodivergent. I can't use, people get mad at me for using my sick time. I don't even know what to do anymore. I'm like at my wit's end with this job. I really am.
I started working when I was 15. Mm-hmm. I worked a lot of restaurant jobs, doing the grunt work for over 8 hours a shift. You know who Jimmy Hoffa is?
No.
He was the head of the Teamsters, the union. Well, to get to there he goes. He's peeing. He's peeing. You're interrupting the podcast, sir.
He's just like, oh, okay.
I'm gonna pee somewhere else too.
I know enough about the working revolution to know that working conditions were like working all day for grunt pay. You couldn't get tips. Tips weren't a thing, and if you did shit, you'd lose your entire paycheck for the day.
Oh man, now he's shitting.
Oh my god.
Oh, right when we're doing the podcast.
Oh my god.
Thank you. Thanks. That's great, dude. Thanks. Just keep going. Oh, he's almost done. Oh. You got a little hanging out. Oh,
I can't. What's happening?
Oh, no. We're still upstairs.
I was saying that the whole reason that unions even started to begin with, there were really long work days, really rough conditions. Things like the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory happened, where they had buildings built so there's only one passageway through, and then when a fire would start, they couldn't get the fuck out. The reason they started unions is to keep you safe in a job. And if anything is opposing ethics or values, that's why they have unions. There's a lot of companies that don't have unions, and the ones that do take money out of your paycheck to pay into the union. Just so you know, that's what a union is. And so, to sit there and cry on the floor because they're not treating you right or there's a rush is ridiculous. I've worked in food service. I've worked in retail. And you know what happens when you get busy? You might panic a little bit, but you get over it. When I first started working, I'd panic. But there's nothing you can do. It's a fucking store. It's a fucking Starbucks, dude. It's gonna get busy, especially on weekends.
You don't run in the back and hide.
Why?
Now, this person, where do we even start? Do we start with the neurodivergent stuff? Do we start with the not gendering them correctly, naming them, or whatever the fuck it is?
I don't even want to start with that. I want to start with the fact that they can't perform a simple job as a person, man, woman, otherwise.
Welcome
You're making
to the real world.
Coffee. You're toasting bagels.
Here's the thing about working in food service. There's always going to be a rush at some fucking point.
Especially weekends.
And there will be slow periods. That's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
You need to understand that before signing up for a job where you work with people, that is going to happen. And you can't just break down, run into the back, hide, and post a TikTok about it. Like that, first of all, that's completely unprofessional.
Extremely.
It's childish.
Most companies would fire you for that, especially if they had a union.
Yeah, I don't understand the point of that. Why did you get into this job? And welcome to the world, the working world.
You said you're a full-time student. Taking that into account, your available hours to work are when most people are off of work and out of school, which means that you're always going to have the busy periods.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, that's life. The reason I'm so frustrated is because my entire life, when I started working, I was 14, and I was working basically weekends only. And then I started working genuinely 4 hours every day after school and weekends. And I still managed to graduate top 10 of my class and managed to fucking deal with all the bullshit I dealt with. If you're going to sit there and cry in the back room, you're wasting everyone's goddamn time and money. Get the fuck out. Go home. You're not helping anyone.
And why do you think she posted that TikTok?
I think it was posted for the clout, for people to sit there and be like, oh,
Poor
you.
Because there is a very large side of TikTok. That's the poor me side of TikTok, where people post stuff in order to get pity, attention. Yeah.
To feel like they're the worst of the worst, and everyone's got to feel bad for them.
Yeah, and they'll say that they're posting it so people can relate.
So they can unionize Starbucks.
But nobody can relate to I can't relate to posting multiple TikToks about how miserable I am, or how I came through hard struggles and hard times, or how I'm dealing with the stuff that's going on in my life. Excuse me, would you open up, because I have something to tell you. You're not special.
If this was a genuine issue, I would have more respect for the person in their car on their break saying, here's a petition, or send emails to fucking Starbucks because I'm done with this shit. Crying over it just shows that you have no control over yourself. You have no time to think, and the fact that you're even crying about it means that you're not performing your job well. Find a different job.
You don't work with people.
There's a million jobs right now because nobody wants to work. And if you just want to work for Starbucks, that's your problem, because that you feel like they're woke or something like that. No, clearly they're not. Quit the job, get a new one. It's super fucking easy. 2 weeks is not that long. Boom. I'm done.
Well, something needs to be said for the getting upset that she was misgendered. See, when I'm talking about this person, I automatically go to she. Now, why? Is it because of the voice? Probably. Is it because you're crying on the floor because you got overwhelmed, when I know for a fact that's not something a man would do? Probably. Maybe it's because I know a lot of women like you.
I fucking do.
I mean, just because you have facial hair doesn't make how someone who doesn't know you, like, they're not going to see you as a man just because you have facial hair. If they don't know you and they see you, their automatic, he or she, whatever comes out of their mouth, is, you have to understand that it's not intentional. They're not trying to attack you. You're not that special. And you need to stop playing the victim, because it's absolutely disgusting. And you getting upset over the fact that someone misgendered you when they weren't even fucking thinking about it. They just wanted their goddamn coffee, but you were too upset to do anything about it. Grow a pair.
My ex was a lot like this person.
Yeah.
And they're complaining about working 24 hours a week. My ex worked 20 hours a week and cried about it. Working a security job where you sat outside in your car and just made sure people had IDs that were valid. Go find that job. Go find that job. Because you can sit on your ass, not do shit, and you still get a paycheck. Please go find that job.
Yeah.
You'd make the world so much calmer. And they'd find a better employee at that Starbucks. You're taking up their payroll right now. and crying on their time. They have every fucking right to fire you, and I'm surprised they haven't.
Well, they can't because this person is transgender.
Oh, because
and their feelings matter more than anything else. I mean,
than job performance.
That has been proven multiple times that their feelings mean more. Yeah, if Starbucks wants to hire people based on feelings and not fire people based on feelings, they're going to have a failing business. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Welcome to the real world, honey. People will misgender you. People will be assholes.
It's just the facts of life.
The facts of life. And if you can't deal with that, then don't work with people. And the whole neurodivergent thing.
What makes you neurodivergent? What's your thing?
There are always people who want attention.
Yeah.
Always. Some people even identify as neurodivergent, which
like
is
it's in their bios, yeah.
Like it's who they are. It's their identity.
Yeah, they self-identify as it. There's a lot of people who have not gone to a doctor, but self-identify with mental illness that is aligned with neurodivergence, because that's what most mental illness is. But you will never hear these people say that my doctor said I have this, and so now I'm on medication for it. No, you're just sitting there saying, I'm neurodivergent. Why? What's going on? What's happening? Because you're just crying on the floor. It doesn't seem like you're neurodivergent. It seems like your mom coddled you your whole life and you're calling her and leaving her a voice message. It sounds like you're crying to your mom all the time online. We don't care. Your job doesn't care. Nobody fucking cares.
Well, I'm sure someone on TikTok said, it's okay, honey, you'll be fine. And she seems like the type of person who would, within the first 5 minutes of meeting, you would know that they were neurodivergent because they would make sure that you knew about it. First of all, most people who say they aren't.
Hi, my name is blah, blah, blah. I identify as he, him, and I'm neurodivergent. And that's how you are introduced to this person. I guarantee you that when they walked into the interview, they didn't have that fucking mustache yet, and they sat there and went, hi, I identify as he, him, and I'm neurodivergent. Give me a job. And they literally said, I can't say no now.
Yeah. The world we're living in is quite fucked up. Mm-hmm. It's also a way, when they say they're neurodivergent, it's a way to play the victim card, too, which I find absolutely atrocious and disgusting. What is the definition of neurodivergent? Let's find out. I just want to be...
It's basically having any kind of mental issue. A mental illness, mental deficit, like autism is...
Differing in mental or neurological function from what is considered typical or normal. Oh, shit. Well, that's me. I was actually tested as a child, and I do have attention deficit disorder.
Which means you are neurodivergent, yes. That's what I'm saying. Anything here that's not normal, so because I'm depressed, I'm neurodivergent. My brain thinks with depressed brain, not normal human brain.
I never got any sort of help at my work, or special help, because I had ADD. Or neurodivergent, which is just a more fancy way of saying you have a brain that's outside the norm. Neurodiversity is the concept that all humans vary in terms of our cognitive ability. Everyone has built up. So you're just like everyone else.
It says everyone is neurodivergent, right? That's what this comes up to. Neurodiversity is a concept of all humans. So that's saying that the diversity in it. Mm-hmm. Is saying that everyone is different in their mental thinking, but it's not typical. So it's saying that everyone is not typical.
Why is this person crying on the floor saying, I'm not getting any help because I'm neurodivergent? Wow, what a pity me party. Like, she needs a little hat and some cake on the floor crying.
Neurodiversity is a broad term and has various branches to it. And that's why I sit there and say, what makes you neurodivergent? I know it makes you neurodivergent. I know it makes other people neurodivergent. But if you're just going to sit there and say, I'm neurodivergent, so is everyone. Look it up online for 2 seconds. We literally just went online and saw it.
They're just saying it to be special.
But they're not.
I'm telling you one thing. The reason why I don't say I'm neurodivergent and any of that stuff is because it sounds gay. And I don't mean like gay as in like homosexual.
Like
I mean like it sounds stupid. Mm-hmm. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds like you want a lot of attention. If I were to say that, I would never put myself in a situation. I can't think of a situation where I would say, yeah, I'm neurodivergent. First of all, it's overused. So that's like saying triggered. It's a meaningless term now.
It just means that you have some kind of mental thing going on. Everyone has some kind of mental thing going on.
But why do people need to fucking tell everybody? And I know.
Self-conceited?
I know. It's because other people can relate to my issues. No, listen, just bitching about your issues doesn't help anyone, especially you. You gotta have some sort of, like, this is how I got over it or some shit. Because the bitching and whining is just, it's for you. It's not for anyone else. And the fact that you're deluding yourself into thinking that it is, I mean, just makes you even more retarded than I thought.
It's why I said the petition thing earlier, though. Because if you're actually going to put some action behind it, that's one thing. To sit there and be fucking crying about it is another. If you're going to actually do something, email someone, do something about it, do it. If you're not, shut the fuck up and get the fuck off the platform. You're not using it for its intended purpose. You're just using it for fucking clout.
Yeah, but clout over something that doesn't even make you unique.
Exactly.
It makes you like everyone else. Maybe that they just want that fan group of people that I want to be accepted into this group of neurodivergent, trans, non-binary people.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if, like, your fame kicked off with a video of you crying on the floor of Starbucks?
Oh, man. Like, that's your
Legacy?
Legacy.
That's your
Your legacy.
You cried on the floor at Starbucks, and now people finally looked at you.
Yeah.
No wonder.
So when you're, like, in a groosry store with your kids, is that
That's the
person
motherfucker that cried.
Yeah, that's her. Oh, shit. Post it on TikTok. You know?
Crying on the floor at the supermarket.
And your
thing now.
generation is so great when it comes to this stuff. You have no idea. Like, you think, I'm not hiding anything, so like in 10 years, this won't matter. Offensive terms change all the time. People will start hating on other people for things that maybe today might be super accepted. Mm-hmm. Maybe in 10 years, that shit's going to be looked at absolutely hilarious fodder. People are going to make fun of them. Your generation has no fucking idea that when you post shit, it's going to come back.
You know what's funny when you're saying that? I know it's kind of off topic, but because you're saying that it comes back full circle, that Hitler thing I told you about, the guy in Wisconsin who got fired for dressing up as Hitler for Halloween, there was a South Park episode a long time ago where they dressed up as Hitler, and Chef goes, boys, what the fuck do you think you're doing? And so in the comments, it just came up, Chef, boys, what in the hell do you think you're doing? And it's just so funny because people don't, like, that was a joke. Fucking 5-10 years ago, and now there's people getting fucking fired for it. Comes full circle. People just sit there and they make fun of something, and it's now all of a sudden you're gonna come and just take them all down.
My ADD is off the charts. I'm neurodivergent.
But he was saying that in the clip you sent me, he was saying that all these kids are basically the product of Munchausen by proxy, and so these parents are getting clout from their kids hurting.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's why they push it.
Because
they want the attention.
So these kids are the product of that. That's why, I mean, my mom wanted attention, not necessarily Munchausen. She wasn't hurting me like that, but she was getting the clout from everything good I was doing, which is similar but not the same. These kids, however, their parents always got, oh, your poor kid, oh this, oh that, oh poor you. So these kids, their entire lives have been raised by people who got attention from them hurting. So now it's not that, oh, I'm doing so well, look at me. It's instead, how bad do you feel for me? How much have I been hurt versus you? And when he put that out there, it just made so much sense because all these kids are looking to do what their parents successfully did their entire lives, which is get attention and get attention and validation from other people about how poor their lives are going. I've never been one to say, my life is so terrible, look at me, I'm so sad. Because I hate that attention. But these people are so hungry for any attention, it's all they know. So that's why they're doing the things they're doing. And so essentially what we have now is a mass effect of people who have suffered from Munchausen by proxy and are now reflecting that on themselves. I thought it was a really intelligent take on it.
Gad sad. Fuck, what was it? God damn it.
There's ADD.
Yeah.
Well, you brought up from that conversation, it led to one of the ways we knew we were gay is because of the other girls looking at guys in your school. Do you want to tell that story again?
I'd have to start at the beginning. The baby gay thing has taken over. It's a social infection.
I'm telling you, I liked my little synopsis earlier that it's replacing boy bands. Because have you seen boy bands? No. But what do you see? All these gay icons, LGBTQIA icons, not identifying with any genders or gay or making out with people on stage. That's what kids are looking up to. They want to be like Fletcher. They want to be with Fletcher. They want to fucking be like all those gay icons, but
or be the new TikTok star.
But it's all obsession, it's all infatuation. And so they're replicating these ideas and they're following these ideas and they're traveling for people like this because
social contagion.
Because that's what's being pushed on them as kids. When I was a little kid, I liked the Jonas Brothers because I was fucking 8 years old.
The thing is, we shouldn't be talking to kids about trans things or even gay things. You know what I mean? If they find out about it or their parents teach them about it, you know, that's one thing. But, I mean, there has to be a certain age where you talk about it. Like, there has to be a certain age when you talk about the birds and the bees. Because you have to let kids be kids.
When did you know what gay was?
I didn't know what gay was until I was, like, 10? I think I was 10.
What, do you remember how you found out what gay was?
No.
No?
No, I really don't remember how I found out what gay was. I just knew I was always gay, which is the difference between this social contagion with the whole baby gays thing, because they say that they're gay. And I'm just talking about women. I'm not talking about men. I'm talking about women. These women will say that they're lesbians and that they had to find out through dating guys, or, you know, social pressure made them date guys, and now they can finally feel comfortable and come out. I feel like that's dog shit.
You know?
No, I know that's dog shit. I don't feel like it's dog shit. It is dog shit. All throughout this time where we've been pushing for gay rights, we have been saying we are born gay. You know what that means? It means that we've always known that we have been attracted to the same sex. I've never been able to fall in love with a guy. I've never had those feelings for a guy. Even when I was a little kid. Okay, so I had a boyfriend when I was 3. Okay?
Yeah, we all did.
I did.
I had a husband when I was 3, so I proposed to him. That's how I should have known.
But every day when I go to daycare, we would hang out, hold hands, and then when the teacher wasn't looking, he'd be like, "Ready to kiss?" I'd be like, "Okay." And then we'd kiss each other. I just thought that's what we were supposed to do. I never wanted to. You know how we broke up? One day the teacher walked away. He said, "You want to kiss?" I'm like, "No." That's how we broke up. Attractive men, to me, is like looking at like a pretty painting. I like looking at it. It's nice. I would never want to fuck it, though.
I knew what gay was when I was like 8 years old, and the whole way that I found out what gay was is my dad took my brother by his shirt, threw him up against a wall, and screamed in his face, "Are you a fucking fag, son? Are you a fucking fag?" My brother started crying and was like, "No, I'm not. And I remember my heart racing. And I was 8 years old, and I was like, why am I so scared right now? Then I found my sister drawing pictures, showed that to my parents, and that was also, "You're gonna burn in hell for this. This is what gay is, and this is why it's wrong." And I remember then my heart racing out of my chest, and I didn't know why. But I knew, I fucking coming on age, learning things, I figured out why. So my exposure to gay was very bad.
See, even as a child, that argument never made sense to me. I never feared going to hell. Even when I was a kid and I was attracted to my babysitters or my teachers. Like when people would say, "Well, you're going to go to hell," or "gays are going to go to hell because they're gay." But then they would say that God is all-knowing and perfect. And I'd be like, wait, that's a contradiction, because if he's all-knowing and perfect, then he knew I was gay before he even shot me down here. So by your logic, either your God is not as perfect and great as you thought, or he made me as I am.
So even when I was coming to terms with the fact that I was gay, was when my parents were really pushing religion down my throat. And so at that point in my life, I'm very agnostic at this point in my life, but at that point when I was identifying as a Christian, I remember having the whole mental struggle because of the way they raised me, and then I had this whole like epiphany of like, if this God is so everything that he's been, you know, posed to me as, then why on God's green earth would he hate me for loving another person?
Doesn't make any sense.
People who have been with me know that I'm a very loving person, and that's not me self-inflating or like being cocky. I'm just very much concerned with the person I'm with. And so to believe that something that made me the way that I am when I love someone hates me for that, it just does not make any sense, because I'm not an asshole when it comes to that kind of thing. And if I'm putting my time in, it's not to hurt someone. So to believe that someone made me that way for a bad reason, I can't, because I don't have that connection with guys. I don't have the appeal, the draw, so why would that be that way? I cheated on my boyfriend with a chick.
I did too. A couple of them.
At a sleepover. His parents are Christian, so they made him go home. And the second he left, this girl fucking sat there and kept talking. Someone said she never shut up, and I said I bet I could, and then we fucked in a tent. Like, that was it. And I felt way better doing that than being with that dude for 2 years and never doing anything. Because that was just, I had that whole mental state of like, well, you know, I have to do this. I got over that at fucking 15, 16, 17 years old, and you're 40 fucking 2!
This chick who's a baby gay at 42, she's very popular on TikTok, and she came out, and all she posts is, like, lesbian stereotypes to the nth degree, going to Pride, going to these lesbian parades and shit like that. Dinah, I've never even heard of it until I saw one of her TikToks, and I'm like, what is this garbage? And then you see her, like, doing this and dancing with all these lesbians, and they're all 35 and under, and you know all of them have money from
OnlyFans of mom and
OnlyFans of their mom and dad. Yeah, and it, you know, at first when I was watching it, I got that, I feel like I'm missing out, and then I'm like, shut the fuck up, you dumbass. I don't think that we need fucking parades. Honestly, Pride Parade started, right? I never went to one. Why? Because I didn't like any of the fucking people that went. Not even the gays. Didn't like them. They were fucking assholes. I stay away. The gays, all we wanted was just to be accepted. Leave us the fuck alone. Let us do our thing. We're not gonna shove it in your face. You know, we're not gonna do any of that shit. Just leave us alone. You do you. We do us. That's fine. I won't bother you. Don't bother me. Don't judge me. Don't say shit to me. I'll do the same. And now it's like parades and all this, and it's like gay, and it's like no, because it's a group thing, and it's not proving anything. Maybe I'm just a bigger old bitch. Or maybe I just have enough brains to think for my fucking self and not get mixed up in like a crowd or a group of friends who are all gay, because it's a fucking nightmare. It's a disaster. And you know what? The marriages that really last don't have big groups of friends.
No, they don't.
They have a few friends that they hang out with, and that's it. You want to know why? Because everyone's fucking each
Look
other.
at how terrible my parents are. They don't have friends, and they've lasted this long.
This whole, like, big group, let's all get into the mix like it's a big pool of lesbians. I don't want to jump in that pool of lesbians. I'll stay out here because y'all are finger fucking each other behind your backs. I know. Get away.
I know that my grandparents, they were married for a very long time, very happily, basically right out of college. They lived together through that. But I know for a fact that they had like friends that were couples. They didn't have single friends ever. So like when someone would come over, they'd be like, oh, the Smiths are coming over. And you knew it was like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Maybe their son was coming over to say hi to my dad or something. But like that would be like, the Smiths are coming over. You knew what they meant. It's not like, here's my group of friends. And like even my parents, they don't have like, my dad has like 2 friends. My mom has like her work friends. And then as soon as she moves schools, that's it.
And also maybe it's because I know the female mind and how vicious and manipulative we are. And when you get a big group of them together and they all are attracted to the same sex, that is just a nightmare waiting to happen. It is fucking venom.
Oh yeah.
You need to stay away.
Yeah, like we're talking about people who have had these friends probably most of their life, like a good 20 to 40 years are the people like my grandparents.
Oh yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
It's not
because
like
these people have been friends maybe 5 years, maybe 5 years at the most if they made it that long. Because I'll tell you, they probably didn't. And probably like months, maybe 2 years, these lesbians are friends with each other. Trust me, it don't fucking last long.
Oh, yeah.
And when they start that relationship, they fucking go. They go so fucking fast, they don't even realize it's infatuation, but they think it's in love. And then they U-Haul, which is, if you don't know, because you're straight and this is the ridiculous term to use.
You know.
It's because lesbians move so fast in relationships, they jump right into moving in with each other. I've done this. It is so fucking toxic. I don't care if you fucking knew each other for 8 years. If you're gonna fucking jump into moving in with that person,
it's a red flag.
It's gonna end. It's gonna end. Mark my words. Come back to this and comment, because it's gonna happen.